Today we're going to be looking at a weapon that's been mentioned in my comments quite a few times, and I haven't used this weapon in a while. But after taking it out today, especially with that MAGA holding, I was definitely impressed with this thing. I'm talking about the mini buck. We're going to go into the red zone and test it out a little bit, and then we're going to head on into the Elder Dark Aether and complete that solo. So with that, welcome on back to the channel, everybody. If y'all don't know, my name is Ghost. I appreciate everybody that stops by the video today. If you're into zombies content or anything Call of Duty, consider rocking that like button, man, and subscribing to the channel. We just hit 14,000 subscribers and are already well on the road to 15. I cannot thank everybody enough for all the insane support on the channel lately. So we're going to be bringing in a legendary ether tool to slap on this thing, and then we're also bringing in a refined crystal, so we got it up to at least a PAP level of 2. We came straight into the red tier zone, and I needed to stop off and grab some perks, especially that dead shot. And what do you know, man, this thing is just absolutely shredding zombies, even with just that PAP level of 2 here in the red zone. And I have to admit, it has been a while since I've used this SMG, but this was one of my favorite guns to rock back in Modern Warfare 2. I did end up using it a little bit when this game mode first launched. I don't ever really remember it being this good. With that MAGA holding, you're sitting with a solid 900 rounds. Just get yourself some dead shot, hold down that trigger, and spam that aim button. Check this out, we ended up taking out this Mangler in just a matter of seconds. Needless to say, I was pretty damn impressed with this thing. Now, I joined a squad and I ended up getting a bunch of contracts done with them. I found myself yet again in one of those matches where I'm just in the red zone just fighting for contracts. So I ended up getting myself completely geared up to come in here to the Elder Dark Aether. We now got a PAP 3 and we got all of our perks. I've always loved the inspection animation on the mini bot, how he like flips the mag around in his hand. It just looks really cool. We're gonna come up in here and we're gonna grab our very first contract for our HVT, and please, I just wanted anything else but the Mega Abomination, and of course we got the Mega Abomination. I feel like these things are very 50-50, like sometimes I can take them down really easily, and then sometimes these guys just want to be a complete pain in the ass. Whether they're just absolutely refusing to beam me with those things so I could shoot their heads off, or they're jumping on top of a roof and busting a Tony Hawk move. If you haven't seen that from my previous video, you should check it out. Who knew the Mega Abominations could fly? With my first attempt at just trying to shoot off one of the heads on this Mega Abomination, it actually went pretty quick, but I noticed I was surrounded by a lot of zombies, so I was trying to lure this thing out of the fog. There is a lot of times that it will follow you up out of the fog, but of course, like I said, this guy just had to be stubborn and he's just sitting down there, and I noticed for some reason there was like a unusual amount of zombies around me. Notice when I turn around here, just the horde that is absolutely following me, but this thing just starts shredding those zombies pretty easily, which is nice. But instead of trying to keep going through the struggle, I did end up bringing a jug in here, so we're gonna toss down that suit and just get rid of this Mega Abomination. Did bring in 2 self-revives, but I figured what the hell, let's just get this thing over with and let's be a little bit safe, which was probably a pretty damn good idea from what you guys are gonna see here in a little bit. After clearing some of these damn zombies out of the way, we ended up getting not only the VR11 schematics, but we got that VR11 acquisitions, and we got another self-res, which, trust me, we're probably gonna need it. So now we're gonna be on over to our second contract here. We're gonna go get the holdout mission done, and this one is the one where I kind of struggled a little bit this round. Gonna grab our bunny here, and usually what I like to do is when I jump off the roof, I'll jump towards the contract, but a little bit to the left so that way I can hit that ammo station on my way in. And I think for doing this contract, I could have came in just a little bit more prepared, like definitely a sentry gun would have helped me out, or even just duplicating a couple more decoys. The mini buck was definitely doing its job, and it was doing its job well. I don't really want to blame it on that at all. Just definitely think I could have been a little bit more prepared, and then plus it just felt like there was maybe a little bit more zombies in here than usual. Maybe it could have been because I wasn't really taking them out as fast, but then again, I've done several runs where I didn't even use weapons at all. Like we just came in here stacked with decoys, and it still didn't seem like it was this bad. The mini bot is definitely shredding. Like you could just see it took out the disciple like no problem. Eventually even got to a point where I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's go get some more decoys just to kind of help us out with this thing. And that's where I actually got caught slipping. I was trying to come back into this place, and while I was on my way back in, I just got caught in the train. So just don't be like me if you gotta come out here and hit this ammo station. If you see a big train of zombies right in front of you, just don't run right into it. Weave off to the side and try to avoid it. Find an opening. I'm tired. Oh man, this is right when it happens too. Look at this, guys. Look how many zombies are gonna be around me when I go down. You can see me just swinging for my life pissed off. This is why I always say, if you do plan on coming into the Elder Dark Aether solo, please just bring in at least 2 or 3 self-revives. You never know what's gonna happen, guys. Even the best of the best players, we all go down sometimes. And it all always happens so quick too. Like sometimes you can just turn around and all of a sudden it's just bap bap, you're on the ground. And that's just it. You just gotta be a little bit weak from like a disciple or a mangler shooting at you, and all of a sudden a couple hits from a zombie and it's all over. After we got back up, we ended up getting back inside, and I just decided, you know what, let's just keep moving. Since we got a very limited supply of decoys and I don't have anything else in here really helping me. There was one point where I ended up into the back kitchen, and for some reason I got cornered and I tried to go out the back door and I got stuck and I ended up going down. And I knew we only had 1 self-revive left, so I was like, alright, we cannot do this anymore. After getting up, pop my Aether Shroud, that is definitely one of the most clutchest field upgrades for you guys to run, solo players. This mini bot is handling its own quite well. It's just, I don't know what it was. For some reason, there was something a little bit off with my gameplay tonight. It's kind of one of those instances where you kind of feel like you're tripping over your own shoelaces. Yeah, that's definitely me. This gun is pretty nice, man. Like, I really do like the snappiness of it. It has some pretty good movement. Damage is actually surprisingly impressive, and plus with that 900 rounds with the MAGA holding is honestly pretty insane. It does handle bosses quite well. Like, it does deal with manglers and disciples and stuff pretty well, but when it comes to just slaying zombies, now that's where this mini buck actually shines. Like, I'd imagine if you were running with a team with this thing, like with some other good people with some good weapons, that you'd have a great time rocking this weapon. I wouldn't say it's the most insane and the absolute best SMG to use, but it's like one of those comfort weapons for sure. And it is really good though. Like, you're not gonna feel like you're underpowered with this thing whatsoever. I mean, as long as you got yourself a decent Aether tool, like either an epic or a legendary, and you got a nice pap on this thing, you guys shouldn't be running into too many problems. This is actually a great weapon. But we finally got this contract done here, and this one was a bit of a pain in the ass for me this time around, if you guys could tell. The rewards were not too bad. We ended up getting not only the MAGA holding schematic, but we got the MAGA holding acquisitions. Now it is time to go get our very last contract done so we can get the hell out of this dark ether. Now right now we only have 2 decoys to get this contract done, and we're gonna need at least 3. So if you guys remember that ammo station that I stopped at right before we did the previous contract, well, after getting our first ether extractor done, we're gonna go back over there and hit that once more just so we can fill up on our decoys and make sure that we can get this contract done. Sorry guys, my damn voice keeps trying to go out on me tonight. Previously I was really thinking that like the Outlast was the hardest contract to do here in the Elder Dark Ether solo. Now I'm leaning a little bit more towards these ether extractors. The funny thing is, it's not even getting the contract done that I think is hard, it's getting your rewards out of the rift after you're done with it. You guys will notice up here when I get this contract done, I'm like, what the hell, why so many zombies are still left? I was kind of running for my life for a second because I thought these guys were gonna put me down yet again. There we go guys, look at this, we finally got this ether extractor done, and look at just how many zombies are still here. Now, there is usually still quite a few zombies in this contract left at the end, but for some reason in this match, I don't know why, but I felt like everywhere I went I was just kind of completely overrun. It's a little bit of a good thing though. I do like a little bit more of a challenge. Hell, maybe somebody out there is actually listening to us, and the fact that this dark ether was incredibly too easy. I mean, especially when we're comparing it to the first one that had like that escort mission where if you didn't have the VR11 you were pretty much just screwed. But oh man, when I'm telling you guys the rewards that I got out of this contract, we ended up getting a flawless crystal, we got the golden armor plates, we got another VR11 schematic, and then we got another Elder Sigil. This has got to be one of the best pulls that I've gotten from these contracts in a while. Definitely super happy with that. Here we are at the extraction, and I knew I had 1 self-revive left, so I figured, you know what the hell, let's stand in here and let's just shoot these zombies until they put us down one last time. I gotta say, we put up a little bit of a hell of a fight before they ended up putting us down, and then I decided, you know what, I didn't think I had any more self-revives left, at least I'm pretty sure I wasn't, so I crawled all the way to the extraction point. Could you imagine I just used my last self-revive standing right behind this extraction point, and all of a sudden all these zombies just came towards me and I went down and lost everything right? Oh man, I think I'd just uninstall. But we had a really damn good run here. We were able to extract with some really good loot. Hell, even if we did go down like 3 times during the run, that's why I always tell you guys, just come in here prepared, because it definitely would have been a damn shame to lose all this good stuff. That's gonna be about it guys. I'm gonna toss up the loadout up on the screen right here. Thank you everybody down in the comments section that told me to check this weapon out. If you guys have any other suggestions for loadouts that you want me to try, please leave them down in the comments section. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video. If you did, please do me the biggest favor in the world and rock the hell out of that like button so we can tell this YouTube algorithm to push this video out. Subscribe to the channel if anybody is new. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you in the next one.